More than I could ever use, said Oseola McCarty. Who is this Oseola McCarty? What does she have to do with investments? Probably an American investor nobody knew of? No, she was not a multimillionaire either. She was not even a businesswoman. As strange as it may sound, she was none of it. She never had the job security as we know today. Yet, Harvard University honored her with a doctorate. The then President of the US, Bill Clinton, awarded her the Presidential Citizens Medal. It is the second highest civilian award in the US. You could be wondering why, or why are we even talking about her today? Here is why. The coronavirus outbreak triggered a chain reaction and nobody is left unaffected. The outbreak led to the health crisis, it led to the isolation, and the overall panic resulted in stock market crash. Now we are facing possible layoffs and bigger pay cuts. For a majority of the investors, the financial future that seemed very possible is now starting to fade away. And there's a question in the back of their head. How can I invest for my future if I don't make enough money? I wouldn't be surprised if you are at home thinking, I can't save money because I don't make enough. My savings is practically nothing. What difference is it going to make? Should these thoughts be fed with pessimism? No, I do not think so. I believe these should be attended and taken care of rationally. And I hope you believe the same. Your struggle is not an excuse, it's your ammunition, says Chris Gardner. I want you to meet Miss Oseola McCarty, the washerwoman. Yes, you heard that right. She was born in the year 1908 to a single mother. Her mother, aunt, and her grandmother were the only family she knew. All of them were washerwomen. Young Oseola's mother always told her, "Save money, Oseola." These words, they were etched into her mind. She would go to school in the morning and then come home and help her aunt with ironing clothes in the evening. Coin after coin, her savings increased, an amount of money a child could save. After a good number of days, her savings doll was filled to the brim with coins. On a fine day, this little girl walked into the First Mississippi National Bank. Imagine an African American girl child walking into a bank to open a savings account alone in the early 1900s. It was a small step, but a progress. Her mother's words made her do it. The faith she had in that teaching made her do it. Save money, Oseola. Life started to look bright for little Oseola, but it didn't last long. On a fateful day, when her aunt was left immobile because of an illness, young Oseola, to support the Norman family, quit school. She picked her aunt's washboard to financially support the family. She washed, dried, and ironed clothes all day up until 11 at night every day. Whenever she had the chance, she would walk to the bank to deposit her savings. Always a small pile of coins. Days became weeks, weeks became months, months became years. She watched, saved, deposited through all of it. She did it through her tragedies as a kid. She continued to do it through some of the worst economic crises in American history. First, it was the Spanish flu pandemic. It ravaged the USA. People lost lives. People lost jobs. Oseola McCarty endured. She endured the World War I in which the USA was a part. She endured the Great Depression of America. She endured World War II in which the USA took a big hit. She lived through the space race between USA and the Soviet Russia. The two nations poured money into making rockets than people welfare. She lived through the Cold War that lasted more than 3 decades. As the USA piled up nuclear missiles, Oseola McCarty piled up coins to save. And who was Oseola McCarty then? And no one. Oseola McCarty was not an advocate. She was not a doctor. She was not an investor either. All she knew was wash, save, deposit. She did just that over and over and over for decades. Do you know what happened after decades? By the time she retired in the year 1995, she had $280,000 in her bank account. She was not a millionaire, but to a washerwoman, that is a very big sum to have in their retirement account. She said, I commenced to save money. I never would take any of it out. I just put it in. It is not the ones that make the big money, but the ones who know how to save who get ahead. You got to leave it alone long enough for it to increase. Best investment wisdom right there. It comes from a woman who never went to college. She did not even finish her 6th grade. No business school taught her this, but a very fundamental lesson that she learned from her mother. Save money, Oseola. Oseola McCarty was a washerwoman who made the impossible possible. Oseola McCarty washed dirty clothes to save more money than she could ever spend. With all that money, she achieved her one goal. The goal of setting up a scholarship fund for the underprivileged African American students who wanted to achieve their dreams. People got inspired. They donated millions and billions to the fund. In a nutshell, Oseola McCarty learned one right thing and practiced it all her life. She never faltered for what was beyond her, but was mindful about what she can do. That's what the Greek philosopher Epictetus said. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. And then, very similarly, Mahatma Gandhi said, the future depends on what we do in the present. So let's come to the present. Today, it's your turn. You're in the position to make a choice, just as Oseola McCarty was. Are you worried about reduced pay? Does it feel like your job is hanging by a strand and you could lose it any time? Does it make you worry about financial future? Ask yourself why. If a young girl in the middle of an adversity with no real job or education can do it, why can't you? You can make it, probably even better. You can think long term. No one can stop you from having a vision. Above all, you have access to unlimited financial information to make it through any financial crisis. Oseola and others alike have had it worse. They have seen worse adversity than you and I will ever probably see. Yet, they climbed out of them all. They won because they were too stubborn. They were stubborn to give in to the tough times. They were stubborn in following their plan. They were stubborn in being consistent regardless of whatever they went through. It reminds me of one of the epic speeches of Martin Luther King Jr. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Miss Oseola was stubborn in not letting her worries take control of her. She said, my secret was contentment. I was happy with what I had. Indeed, the times are dark and gloomy. It is probably tougher than ever in your lifetime. But the life of Oseola McCarty has given us some serious personal finance wisdom. I'll list some of the best lessons that we all can learn from Oseola McCarty's life. Your essential needs for a quality life are very less and cheap to afford. The coronavirus crisis has proved it. Lifestyle expenses will make no difference for a content mind, but a huge difference in your savings. The intent to save is always much valuable than how much you save. You will face a series of crises in your lifetime, but with resilience, you can win them all. Like Oseola, make friends with time and invest time in your investments. On any day, choose consistency over intensity. A better financial future is not going anywhere. It's just like your shadow. You just can't see it when it is dark. You only have to keep moving forward and keep moving towards the light. Believe in the process, not the turbulences. If you cannot save in lakhs, save in thousands. If you cannot save in thousands, save in hundreds. Keep your faith in your financial plan as you have so far. Follow it religiously and keep moving forward. You will attain your goal faster than you think. I would like to finish this video with a naked truth but a powerful truth by Jordan Belfort. The only thing that is standing between you and your goal is the story you keep telling yourself as to why you cannot achieve it. So come out of those mental barriers and rise over this crisis. If you like this video, like and share this video with your friends. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Holistic Investment Planners.